My name is David, and I ran a business in the Philippines for 20 years. A subscriber asked me what business he should open in the Philippines, so I will be providing you, my loyal minions, with three ideas. One of my ideas will require capital investment, another will require training, and the final one will require a bit of guile and salesmanship. Why am I not opening my own business? My ideas must be freaking brilliant. I am done with that phase of my life. 20 years of working 7 days a week and one brutal divorce was enough. I am content to write software remotely for an American company, and they provide me with health insurance. My business in the Philippines at its zenith had 60 employees. I was pumping $800,000 US into the economy of the Philippines. But these three ideas, they're your future businesses, not mine. We are going to follow some rules. Rule one, you can't take a job away from a Filipino. Rule two, ideally your business should employ Filipinos. Rule three, the business should help your partner, girlfriend, wife out long term. I am not going to present the same business ideas other vloggers discuss. No food prep and delivery, no sorry stores, no piggeries, no construction companies, and certainly no bars. Idea number one. This is a low startup cost and requires some hustle in two countries. The service your business will provide is remote nurses. What am I talking about? Well, last year I had a colonoscopy. TMI? Before the procedure, the doctor called me to screen me medically. During the call, I explained my dates could not be changed because I was flying in from the Philippines. The doctor heard this and brought up that some other medical practices use nurses in the Philippines for pre and post procedure calls to patients. He even said $10 an hour. This is a doctor telling a guy he barely knows, "Hey, my medical office requires remote nurses and I want to give someone money." Talk about a sales lead. Nurses working in the same city where my house is in San Jose, California, they are earning 80 to 110 per hour US. Hopefully you understand what service the doctor wants to save money on. Before a procedure, a nurse calls to ask, when did the patient eat? Do they understand how to take the prep medication? And after the procedure, the nurse calls to ask, is there any bleeding or swelling? Remember, his office is sticking a camera in my backside. It's your business, not mine, but be smart and charge hours in blocks. A medical office can book, say, 10 hours per week minimum for $12 an hour. If they only book 5 hours per week minimum, then it's $15 per hour. Charge $30 per hour for one off calls with a minimum of 1 hour. Now, I looked at how much nurses make per month in Manila, and the range is 25,000 to 50,000 pesos. I know you crafty minions are thinking you will hire less expensive nurses from remote parts of the Philippines. It's your business. Do what you like. Just make sure they have a minimal Filipino accent. Doing a little math, nurses in the Philippines earn $2.80 to $5.60 per hour. You don't need full-time nurses. You want nurses who want to earn a little extra, well, money on the side. They have to speak and write English. They must have high-speed internet, which most of them will have, and they must be able to do per-call reporting and bookkeeping. You're going to make between $4 and $6 per nurse per hour. Your expenses are providing a US phone number or numbers to be shared by your nurses. You can figure out any regulations surrounding making calls and writing medical reports for doctors. In America, we have this thing called HIPAA. If it were me, I'd work on signing up doctors in my home country and let my wife in the Philippines recruit and manage the nurses. Remember those three rules? This business follows all three rules. Business idea number two. This is going to require capital investment. My subscriber used the words invest. He wanted to invest in a business. Now, my wife's uncle is well off, and he has a business model you could follow. How do I know he's well off? Well, when my wife was a single mom, her aunt and uncle offered to raise her baby. Pretty glad they didn't, because that is my daughter. If you look at the thumbnail of this video, you can see construction equipment. My wife's uncle had two dump trucks and he was 3 hours from a city of 140,000 people. If you need a dump truck near where he lives, you are not going to rent from a city 150 kilometers away. I am not suggesting you invest in dump trucks. See, Filipinos lack capital. I don't know who's watching this video. Maybe you are a general contractor. Maybe you are a plumber. Maybe you are a landscaper. You know some kind of gear and some kind of equipment that takes capital investment. To see if your business is needed, find a place in the Philippines. Let's say your Filipina special lady lives in Cabangcalan. That's 120 kilometers from Dumaguete. You need a business partner who will own 60% of the business. Maybe that business partner is your special lady in the Philippines. Maybe it's her trustworthy brother. Hire a good lawyer that makes sure if the business fails, you can sell off the equipment and make back most of your money and insure the equipment properly. In order to figure out if your business is viable, you need to create a fake project in Kabangkalan that requires a mini excavator like a Bobcat. I am using Bobcat as an example. Your business partner, a Filipino, is going to start making calls and searching the web. Your business partner can get bids and figure out costs to rent or hire a mini excavator like a Bobcat. If you are really lucky, nobody in Caboncalan has a mini excavator. Maybe the only business in town will drop off 30 guys with shovels. There is a need. Start small, train a crew, and add equipment based on local needs. You will be the mini excavator king, and then figure out what other gear is practicable. Start with one piece of equipment, low risk, then build your empire. Add a cement mixer or chainsaws or whatever the heck you want to make your business. This business idea follows each of our three rules. My final idea is rental manager. Maybe this is for condos, houses, or Airbnb. Wait, this sounds really stupid because there are a lot of people out there that offer that service in the Philippines, and well, there's a 6-month training course. Hear me out. Foreigners who rent in the Philippines are worried about being scammed. Have your special lady friend in the Philippines trained to become a rental agent. It'll take 6 months. If her customer is a foreigner, go along as her knowledgeable and friendly helper. When my wife was searching for a new condo to rent, most of the time she spoke in Tagalog. She actually likes speaking in Visayan with rental agents. When she does this, there's some kind of bond because they both grew up in the same area of the Philippines. So go along if there's a foreigner and talk to that foreigner about condos and football. You can talk American football if they're American, or talk the other kind of football if they're not American. But there will be a trust bond if you are a foreigner and you show up and the person renting is also a foreigner. You can let your special lady handle the contracts and legal details. Maybe you can be the point of contact if the unit has maintenance issues. She's going to be earning all the money, but it gives you something to do and you can help her business. Now, this idea satisfies rule 1 and rule 3. Maybe over time you can hire other Filipinos as employees, but for now it'll be rule 1 and rule 3 only. I have more ideas than these 3. If this video is popular, well, I'll make another one. So catch you in the next one, and why don't you move here?